So Mobia Kwaba. And then 2 days, and a year Deputy Attorney General, a grantee interview due to just say for the past 2 months in here, Attorney General Office no atre a year letter at the Special Prosecutor Office say Omonfa docket about Ofori-Atta and Brasser be on betting extraditing every US Nabaga and Obe Facey Emra because of some allegations says Kasembia finance senior the adeno. Now for the past 2 months in here, Attorney General's office I contacted special prosecutor and be seen docket no mon transfer ma wo mu na no na deputy attorney general say it's very frustrating to the same way betu dwa say Ghana for judge because I say yes special prosecutor Kissi Agyebeng or the Ghana for adwin di agro ye krokro the John now this same way betu dwa no and Kevin Taylor I reacted to this issue say special prosecutor Kissi Agyebeng and the special aid friend Sami Daako omi are very diabolic na Kevin Taylor Watuja.
These are the 3 musketeers. It was Special Prosecutor's Office. Very dangerous people. Sami Daako, Akurugu, and Kissi Agyebeng, the El Capitano. Sanko for me in some way. If the president is listening to me, you need to sack them, investigate them, and prosecute them. I'm going to say this again. Sanko for me in some way at the office of the special prosecutor. Say Ghana, CPC move forward. This government needs to do everything to sack these 3 people, investigate them, and prosecute them. These people have made the special prosecutor's office a cash cow. They are dangerous men. And when I talk about dangerous men, they are the ones between us fighting corruption, us fighting people who have stolen from us. These 3 people from the office of the special prosecutor. Kissi Agyebeng is a very dangerous man. Kissi Agyebeng or a very diabolic, and he's a very good actor or a very good in acting. So he can use his actions to deceive you. Yakas obi a chameleon. Kissi Agyebeng. Kissi Agyebeng, the features are so different from Ofori-Atta. Sit back and analyze very well. The line of conversation, his gestures, the way he processes things, and the way he's able to buy your mind. Kissi Agyebeng and Ofori-Atta almost use the same playbook. They always play the victim. That is the strategy. And you see, in our Ghanaian culture, we see people who always play victims as people who are being, who are always right, who are supposed to be protected. And that is the game these people play with us. So Kissi Agyebeng and Sanko for me anyway. I'm gonna $14 million a year. Near the special prosecutor's office. These are the people who spend the money. Yeah. Because I don't think there's anybody in the special prosecutor's office who takes more salaries or whose pecs and as incentives or office is bigger than these 3 people. Nobody. These are the 3 people who handle the $14 million. That budget near the special prosecutor's office. These are the 3 people. Kissi Agyebeng is a millionaire. Kissi Agyebeng has basically fortified himself when it comes to maneuvering, finding ways and means to make us believe he's working. We cannot dish out $14 million every 12 months to this man, and then at the end of the month, he will come and give us press conference and sing and tell us to say, "Oh, Yankonam," and then we sit in Ghana and fold our arms and say, "Hey, no, it should never happen again." Since this guy was made a special prosecutor, he has not put anybody in jail. This guy has tactically evaded accountability. And what he does all the time is that he is more proactive when it comes to being taking care of the issue before we even get there. And you see this guy, he's proactive in protecting criminals. He can look through the system. Because remember, all these security agencies, they talk to each other somehow. It might not be direct, but indirect. And all these whispers, he hears them. And he knows who has stolen from who has stolen from us. and he's always the first to knock at criminals' doors. Because the moment he does that, all the security agencies have to step back. In the first place, the Special Prosecutor's Office, the intentions are not it was wrong. And I'm talking about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo setting up the Special Prosecutor's Office. It wasn't to fight corruption. Now, you know, the Special Prosecutor's Office was one, to go after his political opponents. That was straightforward. And that was to go after Mahama and his brothers, go after the NDC, go after. So strategically, as we all know, Akufo-Addo, very diabolical, slimy, dangerous politician, he wanted to use the same NDC to prosecute NDC. And what he did was he convinced Martin Amidu, who was bitter already. Martin Amidu, who always felt he was supposed to be vice president than Mahama. Martin Amidu, who always felt he's intelligent than anybody in the NDC. The moment they approached him, he saw it as a good opportunity to prove himself to his own NDC. So he looked through and saw a better man, Martin Amidu, and said, come and be the special prosecutor. Now, when Martin Amidu came into office, Martin Amidu realized that the document he is seeing and the level of corruption going on, he realized that what is in front of him or ahead of him is greater than what is behind him. Because he took a step back and he could not get anything substantial to prosecute. Now, when Martin Amidu decided to look at what is in front of him, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo switched. Now, at a point, Martin Amidu was like, you know what? You are forcing me to do something that I know I cannot do. Because there's a difference between somebody being accused of something and somehow being guilty, and somebody you are forcing somebody to be guilty about something. Now, Martin Amidu Behu say Akufo-Addo didn't see office or just to go after enemies. Now, what happened was, time Akufo-Addo said Martin Amidu does not want to play ball. They devised a plan and they kicked him out. Now, after Akufo-Addo kicked Martin Amidu out, he still needed to make a statement, because now the agenda has still not been fulfilled. And the agenda is to prosecute Mahama, prosecute his brothers, go after the NDC, and make sure they put all of them in jail. But he wanted to do it without his fingerprints being shown in there. That is the modus operandi of these Agyebeng Sakawa boys. Gabi, Ofori-Atta, Bamti, that is their work. They stay behind the scenes. It's the same way they did the PDS. They will sit back, get their boys to do the damage, and then when you start to point fingers, you won't see them. Unless you are like me, you go deep and bring WhatsApp chat, bring documents, audios, before you can see their fingerprints in there. So they basically decided to look for somebody who would do that job. Now, when this guy came into office, he realized that the Akufo-Addo government and the Akufo-Addo family, they have done too much damage. Now, this guy did not know what to do. Is he going to go after the Akufo-Addo government? Or he's going to just let them slide and then make his money? So this guy too adopted a strategy. I'm not going to go after them. I am going to make sure that I also make enough money from this office. So what he did was, I am now going to be a protector of the people who employed me. Instead of him being a prosecutor, he became a protector. So instead of him prosecuting these people who are in government and what he came to meet, remember, this guy came to meet a lot of prosecutorial docket on the desk of Martin Amidu. In fact, he came to meet Ejapa, he came to meet PDS, he came to meet low-hanging fruit cases. He did not touch them. Now, what this guy came to represent was a protector of corruption. Now, what we are seeing now is that Kissi Agyebeng, who was supposed to be a prosecutor, who was supposed to be the mouthpiece of us, the watchdog, now Kissi Agyebeng has become the protector of his employer. And he is now protecting the people who employed him to be sitting on the booty. When I say on the booty, every money that has been sent to the Special Prosecutor's Office at this point, when you do the accountability of those monies, It is zero because we have gotten nothing out of the millions that we pumped into that office. Now, when Kissi Agyebeng was coming, he was very strategic about who he can trust and who he can't. So he looked for people he had worked with before and people that can help him protect crime. Now, let me show you. This guy, your friend, Sami Darko, Deputy Director of Communication at the office of the, Sami Darko, in fact, he spoke recently. Now, this Sami Darko guy, I also not share glasses, no. He works with a special prosecutor. The special prosecutor is now the special protector, and he's protecting crime. Now, look at this. You see this guy? This Sami Darko guy not share glasses, no. Special prosecutor, the law firm, Cromwell Gray LLP. Now, this law firm, Sami Darko ni ejuma. Now, when he was coming, he brought Sami Darko with him. And when you check the list of members in his chamber, you can see up there, email address kissi.agyebeng@cromwellgray.org, chamber head, Miss Nana Abba Akwa, chamber deputy, Mr. Dennis Frimpong Agyebeng. There you go, members, Kissi Agyebeng was in there. Then you go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Mr. Samuel Apia Darko. So he came with this guy from the same law firm. He knew what he was doing. He needed somebody he could trust, that when he's doing his things, he wouldn't be exposed, because it's always important to cover your ass. Now, and a man called Akurugu. I have spoken about Akurugu before. Now, I'm talking about these three musketeers. They are the poisoner you're dealing with as a nation now. No? These are the dangerous people at the Special Prosecutor's Office. These three people. Akurugu too used to work at the customs. So he knows paperwork. Everything at the port, Akurugu is a kingpin. And Nuntina La Bianca case, Akurugu was the one who handled it. They were able to clear La Bianca. May her soul rest in peace. So when he came into office, he knew what he was coming to do. Akurugu joined him later after Onesame Darko Ibaye. So he had a plan. And that plan was, he will make sure, say on to me and prosecute the employer. He will protect the employer and also make money. Now, the special prosecutor only docket Tibia Ofori-Atta, so he doesn't have one single docket. He's lying. He's a liar. I'm not sure what there. At the continue, yesterday was Ambassador for Asem. Why these people are not supposed to be in that office, and why the government needs to make sure they need to go. By the end of this year, they need to sack these people. I'm telling you, if we don't sack these people, we are going to fail as a people, and the NDC government is going to fail. I'm telling you, these are bad people. If we don't sack and nullify that office or appoint a new person or new people, we will not succeed in the fight against corruption. This guy is not a prosecutor. He's a protector of corruption. Now, I'm sure idea. We are talking about a man Oye Juma was Special Prosecutor's Office. Sami Darko, and then he spoke. And take your time. You be OSP statement now. We yabanim. Samuel Apia Darko, Director Strategy TA. The Juma Oyenwo Special Prosecutor's Office, or a Director Strategy Research Communication Division OSP. He's supposed to be the person who heads the strategic part of the office, the research part of the office, and the communication part of the one person. So he doesn't want to give that work, that research to anybody. He doesn't want to give what we call the strategic part of that OSP office to anybody, and also the communication. Ask yourself why. The OSP is run on only 3 legs. This guy, Akurugu, and Kissi Agyebeng, 3 people. And these things he has created, these are all supposed to be different offices taking care of different things, independently working. But you see, or the side way you share Sami Asi, because that is the only way they can control the office. Special prosecutor's officer apart from these three people I've shown you, Obi or Obi Jimmy for, they don't care about them. They don't even respect them. Sometimes, that is how bad the special prosecutor's office is. Now, and we also had the communications director of the OSP, special prosecutor's office, no Asem. And before we delve into today's special prosecutors, fumbling and lies, I want us to look at it and you see. I will let you understand perception of the office. Are they working for Ghana or they are working as political appointees that are working in favor of a group of people? Because if you are special prosecutor's officer, your job is to work for every single Ghanaian who voted for NDC, against NDC, for MPP. You work for a Ghanaian. You don't ask for their color. You don't ask about where they belong when it comes to their political affiliation. Your job is to work for Ghanaians. These are people who are not supposed to be in that office. It is understandable that, and I'm quoting him, Muntieno, we NOS second in command at OSP's office. It is understandable that the AG may be under public pressure, particularly regarding progress on the oral matter. What you say? And this is when, after the Attorney General came out to say the special prosecutor or chancellor or the docket in the Breno, Mama investigations not to us. Communicator or the Penini OSP officer, what you say, Attorney General were under pressure because of oral. What has oral got to do with this conversation? So he's playing politics. He is trying to drag NDC into it. He is trying to separate them from the government. He is trying to make it look like, say, the Attorney General was appointed by the president into NDC. Now, they were appointed by the Kufuor administration. MPP for. Let me show you. I say, it is understandable that the AG may be under public pressure, particularly regarding progress on the oral matter, and that there is widespread interest in seeing Mr. Ofori-Atta brought to trial. I say, onim say AG, was appointed by the president. No, it is a pressure that AG needs to say, the oral now oral the be juma say Ofori-Atta yeden beba Ghana. What has this got to do with oral and OSA Attorney General's office be under pressure? It is obvious. The Attorney General wants to get to the bottom of these criminal cases. So, Endo Ketchum said the Attorney General's office is not under pressure. Now we sign it Jimmy, because the Attorney General, his job is to make sure that people who stole from us at the end of the day face trial until he is under pressure. He needs to get the work done. But these people don't see it like that. They say Attorney General being under pressure. No, it is because a president appointed no into Adentina Attorney General were under pressure or person or the Ofori-Atta ba. Adentina Attorney General were under pressure or didn't you see Ofori-Atta Asem no. This is a guy who is working at the office of the special prosecutor who is supposed to go and bring Ofori-Atta for us to prosecute. Or catch say, Adentina Attorney General, any abri say too much, said, then Sabeka Ofori-Atta, Aden, oral na, and this for promise, and then I'm under pressure now. This alone, Pasiawe needs to be sacked. Now, Oko, the second paragraph, I'll say, however, just as the AG has often reminded the public, especially supporters of the NDC, that investigations and prosecutions take time, the same understanding should be extended to the OSP. Or say, as you say, Attorney General no, senior DBI to say, or share NDC for bo. The Attorney General is the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. When Attorney General speaks, he speaks to the people, he speaks to the citizenry, he speaks to every single citizen. Sure Attorney General has ever spoken on TV and said, this my address is to the NDC people because they are eager. They want oral to work. This one goes to the MPP. They are eager because they don't want oral to work. This guy is a fool. Into another someone say, Attorney General no said there be a press conference on the NDC for kasa efa oral huninti. And ninti na ama na adjane say, I was say na okami was say. the same understanding should be extended to the OSP. Or see, Attorney General no, or sorry no press conference na or catch the NDC for say omunya abotre. Na oral cases ni no they will deal with it no. Or see I or so catch Attorney General say can Ofori-Atta case no a MPP for case into no so nya abotre. If you say almost no they are talking to the MPP people so almost nya abotre. Into Attorney General enya the same abotre. This guy is a fool. You and I, our taxpayers, yesikana yajejeno eni dituane kakohedan odem. Go and ask him how much his salary is. Teacher ni bie ni Ghana, the salary do akwa with salary. Yema Office of the Special Prosecutor. Says since the Kissi Agyebeng Eba office, thank you, Mr. S. Almost 60 million. And I'll show you. Thank you, team. Since the Kissi Agyebeng office as a special prosecutor, Sikaya say on Kissi Agyebeng, on this guy, on Akurugu, since the Kissi Agyebeng office as a special prosecutor, on this Sanko for me and Sawi Beshe office one. From time on office, this is the amount of money we have spent on these people. This is the amount of money. Since Kissi Agyebeng assumed office as Ghana's special prosecutor in August 2021, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has received the following budget allocation. The year 2022, onya 170 million Ghana was approved by Parliament. In 2023, onya 80 million Ghana. In 2024, onya 149 million Ghana. In 2025 budget, onya 146.7 million Ghana. In total, 2022 to 2025, Kissi Agyebeng any sanko for me and some way omkano, you know, omkano no. Omonya allocation sika ya dia mo muso mufanya juma 545.75 million. Besides, what's the dollar equivalent? The dollar equivalent is 50 point. The dollar equivalent of a year Sasika we $50.5 million. This money from 2022, since the Kissi Agyebeng a special prosecutor, these three people, we have spent $50.5 million. They have not prosecuted one person. These three people. They have not even prosecuted one person. One. To say, we have been able to prosecute this person. No. Today he's using a strategy. Oh, plea bargain. These people are criminals. They need to be sacked. We have to be angry, get on the street or walk to their office and sack them from there. We need to get in there and tell them to go home. For the past 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you are spending $50.5 million. Wouldn't be a bit my on these three people. Opa or Chamamon publish some salaries. You'll be shocked. Police ni, soldier ni, marine, navy, no civil servant or what Ghana and a job salary. These people take the highest salary in Ghana. So the question is, what do they use the money for? And when we are asking them simple questions, this boy comes to tell us, say, yes, Yeneno, OS Attorney General no is speaking to NDC4. Get me that Sammy boy. Okachre say I Attorney General no oye jumama NDC4. This fool. A dear pan why na abrabuma you're spending $50.5 million what so. You know the money, the cars they have? You know the money they have? Office of the Special Prosecutor, me saying $50.5 million. These people, and they have small catch there. Attorney General a press conference or catch the NDC4 say I around there they are working on the Munyabutre no almost so catch Ghana for say I omodie Ekufuado na appoint your munti can Ofori-Atta case ye nyabutre Asem boy we catch no 50.5 million. Team, thank you. And we sit here and we are talking. We don't need to talk again. This needs to end. These guys are not supposed to be taking our money again. They are doing business with that office. These are dangerous people. We are not supposed to be smiling about this. We are not supposed to be sitting on TV and having long grammar about, why are you even having grammar about this? This is a cartel. This is a cartel. This thing. This is a cartel. Can't you see it? The OSP must be sacked and investigated and you see, the investigative part in here because I have something. And OSP, next scandal me you. I feel I'm a detailed job at OSP. I'm now going to show you the business he's done from his office. Or an next officer or yet deals with her. I feel I'm a videos. This man. So you're smart nor intelligent and you're greedy and Wankasa resigning. But you know what? He's scared to resign because he doesn't know what is coming. Whether it's going to end him up in jail. And in the last 2 weeks, Oko Kumasi say, Oko Kacho 2 Pacha Omano. This guy, he knows. And as I was the same way, Ubetman Ekufu time so. Na Ekufu mbre na wo communications DND wo OSP office wo be trust statement kwasi statement sa na waso Ekufu agove we say Ekufu jimi we na be kasa asebu na wo da ho te wo na gabi te wo na omo te wo hwe wo bodam mo NDC fu etumufu amonte. You NDC people, when we talk to you people, you don't listen. Mumu bi ni mutimu ya mu de jimi kakra ba mutimu. This is not something you entertain. I'm telling you. These 3 people can cut your governance short. I am telling you, NDC people. $50.5 million. Mumuchan is on receipt for Ijuma Bakumpa. Let him come and show us one job he has done. And he went to court today. Let me show you this. Yes, a special prosecutor said Oko court, right? What happened in court today? You say Oko court and say or the Mustafa Hamid Eko court. OSP say or the Mustafa Hamid Eko Jina court and OSP could do court or say oh now some not the buyer no we need more evidence into or amending the case. The case has been moved again. He didn't even know say court now Obano judge no take cases no ya transfer judge na another area in court. He did not even know. OSP expand charges against former NPA boss Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others from 25 charges to 54 after investigators uncover additional evidence. Obwa, he's lying. The OSP is playing on your minds. Obwa, let me tell you, maybe you don't know how court works. I'll get there. Maybe you don't know how court works. So what the crata we go to court, echo court say, may charge Mustafa Hamid. Na science member was you about chrono wa draws when we are Johnson wa we preko or cremoni. Na all the court say we any charges are me person the charging S7. Na ade chine about court na okache court say hey charges no me person me di become one. You need to understand say sad document way it is waste to the court. The moment you amend and now what the other charges become no. This is a fresh document. And when you do that, you give the defendant another room to also come and ask for excuse to go and study the amended document. Because the moment you amend the document, it is not in its original state again. It is said we'll file a fresh charge. It's OSP, he can amend and amend and amend. And it's not so obi person do bonnet. Then Ekufuado eyenie. Say a show na Ekufuado person with demucha. This is what he can do. Or bet me on him case way enye high court case. And I say enye tribunal case. Or him case way actually a high court case. What Ekufuado mobile say? The prosecutor will take you to tribunal. And the prosecutor they do call tribunal court. Now judge Naka say I don't have jurisdiction to sit on this case. In fact, this is a high court case. Inti basana judge Nbeka say the nipana or your suspect in Yanfan go to if you 3 months remand. Now move from processing in court high court. That is how they can delay you and keep you in remand. And that is the same thing at Omoye. Into him, he will go to court, he will amend, it will give him more days, it will give the accused more time. And see, this thing he did today in court, and Kanipa Bakumpa and Kabaka say, but all the 9 people, no, he has amended the charge. Meaning, some 9 suspects in Yinano, case and a it is not valid. The amendment now obey no yebe jinaso aden e dia semono. Many can Japan court no. Kennedy file first case no. Now I think about 35 pages. I think something. I think it's there. I think Mr. S, when you go to Kennedy Japan against Kevin Taylor Federal Court, I think the suit now about 35 pages. And I think I responded, my lawyers responded with 120 pages. And Kennedy Bar say he wants to amend. That means, sign the first one now, file, everything in it, he needs to redo it and bring it. It's the first one, I told you. The new one you amend now, and then I better transfer account myself. And the Kennedy Bar, and I'm responding with about 220 pages of response. And you need to understand, sir, special prosecutor, we read him well with some way, Jimmy. Now what? And Uber record now say my investigations more and more evidence into amend it at court. Into I can tell you, the guy is basically lying to every single person. The special prosecutor is lying to you. Now, Mami Ridi, thank you very much, team, for bringing this in. Mami Ridi, what he says he has amended in any. Mami Chro. Yambani case this window. Much more. How dangerous the special prosecutor and his 2 clowns are. Now, Mami Chro. Come in. And you see, why I sat there we are for a long time. 9 people, 9. Where to me Abaka say, 9 people in Yinano. One amend the charges against all the 9 people. All the 9. Inti Tesiano, the Odeba first court in Bongu, or Babe a new charge. When you read the document, that's what it says. The Republic versus Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others. Summary: the Republic has filed 54 criminal charges against officials of the National Petroleum Authority and several associated companies